Good morning, welcome to our homestead. Do your chickens poop on their eggs? Do your chickens try to eat their eggs? Well, I've got a solution for you. Let's check it out. We are in our original coop over here, and we have all of our new leghorns and Easter eggers, and they finally started laying. Let me show you. These are eggs that I pulled out of there yesterday. As you can see, they are just stuck in the corner on the floor, and I need to keep messing up their nests on the floor and get them this proper and new nesting box, because if I don't, I'm going to be digging eggs out of there and washing them a lot, and that's not something I want to do. So I got a brand new Hen Gear nesting box. I'm very excited about it. I'm gonna put it together for you. It's in the barn. This thing has saved my eggs. For some reason, these barred rocks behind me and next door, those Rhode Islands over there, loved to peck their eggs if they were in those regular nesting boxes that I built. Maybe it's just mine. I don't know why they were doing it. They had a lot of calcium in their diet, so that's usually why they do it. But yeah, couldn't figure it out, so I had to come up with a solution, and this was a great solution. We've got this cool AstroTurf stuff here that your egg rolls down, and it rolls past this little vinyl curtain right here. Not only does the angle and the rolling of the egg provide the protection for the egg so that your chicken can't get under here and get it. Some have long necks and they can, but this curtain prevents them from seeing it. So they don't touch them at all. I have not had a pecked egg in any one of my Hen Gear nesting boxes. And I only have accolades for this company, okay? These things are made in the USA in Indiana. The people who make them or design them are chicken farmers themselves, and they have, I think, 10,000 or 12,000 hens, open pasture, pasture-raised hens, and they do eggs. So they know what they're talking about. They developed this over years, and I've talked to them personally over the last year and a half, probably, I don't know, 10 or 15 times, and made suggestions for the box, and guess what? They implemented them. They probably heard the similar things from other customers. I'm probably not the only person they talked to, but they made the changes. And I am so excited. I'm gonna show you what those are today. Since we picked up those Easter eggers and those leghorns this year, they lay a lot, and I'm so excited. I needed the large one. So the cool thing about this nesting box is that you can reverse the egg collection box on it. And that gave you the ability to hang it outside of your coop and collect the eggs from the outside without walking physically inside the coop, which is a really, really neat feature that I liked originally about this thing. However, that back door that opens up for cleaning and pulling out the AstroTurf out of the inside to clean that off was unsecure. So I talked with Bryce and I talked with the guys at Hen Gear, and they came up with a secure latch system, and this is the first box that it has it on. So I'm so excited to get this and show you guys that, and thank you so much for listening to me. We just have way too many little predators that could just kind of jump up on the egg collection box itself and push the door open, which was magnetically closed. It wouldn't flop open in the wind, but it's just magnets. So now we're going to secure it down with these latches. Now, the other nice thing was that they really listened when it came to precision on these. My very first one of these, over a year and a half ago now, it had some issues where the clearance wasn't correct for the little doors that opened off the egg collection box, and things didn't fit together perfectly. They changed the manufacturing process on these, and they went to laser cut pieces. So they fit together perfectly now. It's really awesome. Again, these guys listen to their customers. So if you have a problem with dirty eggs or your chicken is just pecking and eating your eggs, click on the link below and that will take you over to their website. And they are offering all of my subscribers, or everybody who watches this video, a coupon. So you'll find that coupon code in the description below the video as well. All right, let's get this new one together. So I'm not going to go into super fine detail about how to put this together. I've done a video like that. Click on it on the top of the screen. But also, their instruction manual is fantastic. It's got 3D pictures of the nesting box itself, and it tells you exactly where to put everything. It's really easy to follow. Probably some of the best assembly instructions I've ever seen. You know this is definitely not coming out of China. So as I'm putting this together, I want to point out something super important and something that HenGear gets right. Have you ever wondered why all of your chicken accessories are red? So everything's red, the cups, the watering nipples, and that is because chickens are specifically attracted to the color red. The biggest, happiest rooster that gets the most ladies, he has the biggest, reddest comb. And so HenGear made the strategic pieces, the most important pieces on the nesting box, red. And that is the curtain to go inside and the bar that the chickens jump up on to get inside. And that's to attract them to this nesting box more than any other place to lay their eggs. So I have an old generic nesting box here. I'm not going to tell you the brand name because it hasn't worked very well. The top is red. What's that going to do? Encourage the chicken to jump up on top? Well, on the bottom here, we've got where, you know, they go in and lay their eggs and it's just black. So that doesn't do much for them to attract them to lay in here. So the very first thing you put together is your egg collection tray, because you have the option whether to mount it on the front or the back of the nesting box itself. And every part and piece is labeled, so it's really easy to find the pieces that you need. All the nuts in the package have this knurl on here, which helps them to lock into place. So it also comes with this trainer egg to help guide your chickens as well, and it's got this little latch here that you just hook on the mat, and that's so it doesn't roll down inside. So this is really easy. Parts 3 and 4 are the sides. Part 12 is the front, and you put part 7 here, which is the top of the drawer itself, and slip it onto those bolts you saw me put through. Slip part 12 right in there, and it goes together with just 4 of the screws and nuts. And the nice thing about these is once you hand tighten them down, they will grip so that you only need a screwdriver to put that portion together. For some of the parts, you will want a socket wrench to get everything snug, but essentially these are the only 2 tools that you're going to need to put the whole thing together. So here's a demonstration of how the rear-mounted egg collection box would work. So if this was outside your coop, say this portion is sticking in your coop and this portion is outside of your coop, you can just lift this up to get your eggs out. Now, what's the issue with that? Well, if you've got predators, they can just push this door open and get right into your coop. This is where those magnets would go, and that would hold, these are really, really strong magnets, that would hold this door closed, but they're not strong enough for a persistent raccoon. However, the latches that they did develop here are great. So for this large size nesting box, they're going to flip down, and that's going to prevent anything from pushing on this to get it in. Now you can tighten them so that they are not really flimsy and flopping all over the place, and it would be hard for those little fingers of a raccoon to turn them all and to figure that out. Although they're smart, I'm not sure that they're smart enough to figure out to turn all 3 and then push it in. So we've got these great latches here. Definitely any other predator is not getting in there. So that is a great new feature that is on this box, and they listened and they delivered, and I'm very thankful for it. So that was just for a demonstration. I'm going to flip this back around to a front egg collection box, and that's going to work best for me right now with my chickens. Here's another nice feature that they listened to their customers about. On the original ones, they just had a single hole here instead of a slot, and since things are sometimes warped a little bit in shipping, it was difficult to get them together. But now they've got these slots, and it's much easier to get your assembly screws into these areas and adjust it. So that's really nice. So I know HenGear is going to listen, and there's one thing that they can improve upon, and that is the length of these carriage bolts that are coming through the bar that the chickens jump up on. It's not very long at all. It's just barely gonna sneak through this bracket. Additionally, to get it in to the bar itself, you really have to smash it through. So a bigger hole here would be great, but once you get to the end, and you can't just use a socket wrench and kind of screw it in there. You have to push it through or tap it through. And once you get to the end, you really got to smash it, because on these carriage bolts, there's a square portion here which keeps it from turning. So we're almost ready to put this in the coop. These are the brackets that it comes with, and it just hangs on this lip here. You just screw this into the wall of wherever you're gonna put it. But I noticed something on these brackets. They're rounded off. On the old ones, they're square and extremely sharp. So I'm glad they're constantly thinking of things like this. We got the nesting box in, and you can see our bar is about 16 inches off the ground. That's where we like it. Some research says 24, some says lower, some says on the ground. This is where we find that our chickens like it. You're so loud. Now what we were gonna do is go inside the coop and mess up the nests that they have had on the ground, and we are going to put a piece of cardboard over that area, so at an angle, so they don't lay in those areas anymore. And hopefully this is a dark enough spot underneath and out of the sun for them to go in there and lay, because hens really like a dark place to lay their eggs. So that's it for the nesting box. They look curious, but they haven't jumped up on it yet. But if they're anything like my other chickens, they're gonna love it, because those girls spend a lot of time in those smaller units that I have in the other coop. So something else I didn't show you on the channel was this heat mat for the egg collection box. It's got a thermostatic control, and it keeps your eggs warm in the winter time so that they don't freeze in case you can't get to them right away. I didn't use it this winter because it wasn't a cold winter here, so I was not worried about the eggs at all. But if you live back in my original home state of Michigan, this is probably a good thing to have if you've got an outdoor coop. Now go click on this video right here, which shows you exactly how we built this coop. Have a beautiful, blessed day. We'll see you next time. Bye.